at least for Japonica, one of the special things about the scene when we first see Martin and myself, what I really loved is that in the original sides, it was written extremely different. And we worked on it, and he wasn't afraid to have it take the whole day.
No, he wasn't.
But mainly what I loved about it is that there was one take in particular where all three of us did something completely different. And we didn't tell each other. We put our characters into that place, and we collaborated, and it turned into something beautiful. And I think that's, in total, what made this film come together. It's the chaos that we all brought that came down to something that was so simple that was beautiful. A testament to everything, I think.
Well, I think that for me, it's if you're working with a great director, you feel very, very, very safe because you know that all decisions in all directions of this film will be made months later in an editing room, and so you just feel completely loose. So what I loved is how many variations, and we'd go in the car, get out the car, go in the car, go out the car, try it again, say anything. I'd maybe improvise an approach to a line, and I'd say, Paul, should I do that again? Paul, should I do that again? Paul, yeah, do it. And then we do it again. And it was just, so it was really trying to create as many elements and colors and hues that could help Paul later on when he was putting it together. And that's a great freeing up, I think, as an actor, particularly if you're working with someone great.
Joaquin, do you guys want to weigh in on this?
Oh, and how did you get scarred?
Well, it was a very loose way of working, and but I think that you know, I sometimes wouldn't necessarily know exactly what I was doing. I just sort of, you know, have to kind of rely on, I guess what you're sort of saying, that you know that you kind of feel comfortable or safe that, you know, these decisions will be made further down the road, and you just try to do different stuff. But I don't remember a lot of improvising, but we were sort of, you know, encouraged to kind of do anything. Yeah, it was just a very kind of loose, kind of chaotic. You know, was that different from how you normally work, Paul, this movie? Or was this usually how you work? Because it felt, you know, like we keep saying, very loose and chaotic.
I didn't feel as loose and chaotic. I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe it's all different parts of the structure and the story and how, you know, there's different tones, but I feel like with Hope, we kind of just started with the words, you know, because they're so important in this film. And I guess that was a new thing for me, really focusing on the words and the narrative and the story and just making sure, you know, before we sort of hit print, you know, that we have all of these, because, you know, he's such a beautiful writer, you know, that we have all of these little things that can kind of pull from such a giant source. And so I feel like it was really nice. I've never been able to collaborate in a way with a director and just sit down with the words and just see what feels right. And then, you know, which was a very structured process, I think. And then getting to sort of sit, you know, across the table with Doc and become a wild animal, you know. I mean, that's where the chaos comes from, but that chaos can only come from a grounded, you know, sort of logical base in a way, because you have to know where you're going to be spinning from, you know. I mean, I think there was a point where Joaquin and I just started clicking at each other for about 5 minutes. It was pretty, you know, incredible. And it just, you know, the logic becomes the chaos and the chaos becomes the logic. But that's, you know, as you were saying so lovely, it's just having the safety net beneath you, you know, to build from that. But
Well, it actually makes me feel good to hear you guys say that. I thought it was me. I was like, I didn't think Paul liked me. it was very loose, and it was you know, I came into the project a huge fan of both Joaquin and Paul, and I think I hadn't slept for like 48 hours. I came straight from another job to this one, and you know, it was just the process was it was different. It was like, you know, I never, you know, most of my credits, you know, are in television where, you know, they crack the whip and everything is just time, and then, you know, I get to this situation, it's like, no, let's sit down and talk about this. I'm like, really? Don't you just want me to just, you know, to perform? He's like, no, let's talk about this. And Joaquin was so generous, and you know, I came in, you know, very, you know, intimidated, you know, to come to be invited to this table, to play with such an amazing, immense talent. So I came in with a nervous energy, and then, you know, then to be put in a situation that I was foreign to me. It was, I just thought you didn't like me. It's like, you know, but, you know, I definitely felt the same way. I knew even although the process was new for me, I knew I was safe. I knew I was in good hands, and I knew that I had to trust. And I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity to do that.
I think Paul was just trying to make you feel paranoid.
It worked.
I didn't like you. I mean, no. Oh no, that makes me feel terrible. What did I do wrong?